Hello YouTube, it is Atticus, your favorite YouTuber, your greatest friend, and yeah, today we are fighting the Skaven, ladies and gentlemen, as the Tomb King, and we have a really good one here. This was a really frustrating game. I played this when I was at work, and things were going really good, and then I had a customer come in and had to step away, and yeah, I won't spoil anything, but this game it's really good. It definitely needs to be cast, so, it's kind of a different one, too, because I tried a lord that you don't really see a lot. I brought Khatep on his, like Turin likes to say, on his Roomba, on the Cast of the Souls, which is a really interesting pick against the Skaven, since usually they have a lot of artillery and things that can snipe him. So I figured, all right, let's take a shot, see if we can get away with it. So, yeah, let's just jump into the builds, guys. For my front line, we have some mixture of skeleton spears, we have some skeleton warriors, the Kepra guard here in the middle with their magic damage and dual weapons, some more skeleton warriors, more spears. We have a tomb scorpion, a bone giant, which is going to be obviously trying to shut down artillery. Bone giants are a really good counter to plague call catapults, to warp lightning cannons, and yeah, also a good counter to hill pit abominations. And the scorpion, usually you guys want to use these in Vanguard, but I figured, keep it in the army. We'll try to get some terror routing and see how that goes. But for my main killing part of my army, I thought I would try some skeleton archers, guys. So we have 4 of them in total, and we also have the Blessed Legion right here. And these guys have armor sundering. It lowers armor by 30. So yeah, we're going to try to do a lot of range damage to things like plague monks, things like the blight scabs plague pack, to help hit abominations. They don't have that much armor, 50 armor. So yeah, we're going to try to focus them down through that. We have a unit of tomb guards of halberds protecting my lord, and yeah, we also have a unit of Ushopti with a Necrotech in the mix right here. And the Necrotech gives bonuses, guys. If you look at him, he has 2 heals, and he also gives more armor piercing damage and a few other buffs. I think melee attack and melee defense. So yeah, he has a really good synergy with constructs. Obviously, that's what he's meant for. For my opponent, PJD, I think that's how you say his name, really powerful opponent here. We have Trench Craventail, who's a really good lord to go against the Tomb Kings with his anti-large and his armor-piercing attacks. He has no artillery, so this is a really cool Skaven build. I like he's going with a rush army. Usually people play really defensive as Skaven, so it's really cool seeing somebody kind of go aggressive. 2 Hell Pit Abominations. He has some Storm Vermin of Halberds, some Clan Rats, Plague Monks, Rat Ogres. He has as mentioned before, the Blight Scab is how you say it. And then yeah, some more Clan Rats and Plague Monks. And he also has a Warplock Engineer, guys. So I really like this build. This is really powerful. We're going to be able to see what it does against the Tomb King's army. And here in the back, he has some Death Runners. So if I had some artillery, those guys would be really good against it with their armor piercing. So right off the bat, as the rat said to the skeleton, well, that's an easy one. So yeah, we're just going to start focusing on the Hell Pit Abominations. You can see the first volley of the Cast of the Souls is going to come raining down on these Plague Monks. And it's a pretty limp shot. It doesn't do that much damage, but we are going to start focusing on that Blight Scab as soon as possible. You can see the archers are going to open up onto this Hell Pit Abomination, and you Shopti and everything's just going to start tackling it, guys. Look at that range damage. I mean, we're just melting him so quick. We can see we almost got him down to almost half health just from one volley. Here comes another shot from the Cast of the Souls, and that one does a lot better damage. You can see the front lines are going to be colliding all across the map here. Let's go ahead and slow it down for a second here so we can keep track of what's going on. You can see the Kepra Guard really have their work cut out for them. They're fighting 4 different units of Skaven, but yeah, one of them is the Plague Monk Sentinel Bears, but luckily these guys are in the back, so they're not going to be getting their abilities. So he's kind of getting blocked by all these units, which is going to give me an advantage to just shoot him with archers. They're going to be all globbed up like that. Over here, you can see the Tomb Scorpion is fighting amongst these, what are these guys called? Plague Monks. So we'll be able to break those guys pretty quickly, but the real important part of the battle is going to be these 2 Hell Pit Abominations. We do have a little bit of anti-large in here, but nothing too powerful. You can see I do have these halberds, and I'm kind of being kind of conservative with them because I need to protect these skeleton archers. So you can see right here, we have a little pocket here in the middle I have to look out for. Some Rat Ogres going to come up the pocket, and you can see I'm going to try to intercept them with my Tomb Guards. We don't want those guys getting into my archers. And you can see, just like I was mentioning before, him being all grouped up like that is just really allowing those guys to get melted by my skeleton archers. Here in this pocket, guys, my Shopti are getting really beat up, but we are focusing down one of the Hell Pit Abominations, and the skeleton spearmen are fighting about as good as could be expected. You can see one of the Rat Ogres do get into my skeleton archers. I was just stretched a little bit too thin. Nothing I could really do about it, but look how quickly, guys, we were able to take out his Plague Monk Sentinel Bearers. So that's a huge pick for me, and it's because of all these archers. I mean, these guys have a abyssal armor. You can see over here we went on the right flank. I'm going to be able to come reinforce my archer units. I'm going to send the spear units. I'm going to send the Tomb Scorpion here in the middle, and it's really coming down to this left pocket, guys. You can see at the Hell Pit Abominations, we got one down to about 1/4 of his life, and things are looking really strong for us, especially with the support of Khatep right here. He does have all his bombardment spells, his little tornadoes and things like that, and at this point in the game I have a really good balance of power lead. You can see the Tomb Scorpion is chasing off some of these units, but he does have a little pocket right here who are going to be returning. My Kepra Guard are about at half health, so yeah, these guys are a really part of my army, important part of my army. I need to keep them alive, and you can see we are going to be able to break one of his Hell Pit Abominations. Now these guys do have the too terrible to die thing that, you know, keeps them alive. You can see the Bone Giant does miss him though, and unfortunately this Hell Pit Abomination is going to start coming into my back. And you can see I do get one of my tornado spells on top of these Death Runners, but I don't have any anti-large over here, so Khatep is really exposed. You can see I'm going to send these archers right here to try to focus on this Hell Pit Abomination. Same with the Bone Giant, and we're just trying to keep him busy. The only thing I got protecting me is these Tomb Guards of Halberds and my Ushabti summon. Go ahead and slow it down one more second here, guys. You can see all across the map right here, guys, we're kind of just escorting some of his troops off. I'm using these skeleton warriors. I'm hoping this Hell Pit Abomination doesn't come back. Over here, the Tomb Scorpion got a little over-eager. He was trying to chase away some of these shaft units. I really need him in the main pocket. You can see that these Plague Monk Censer Bearers have came back, so yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Skaven. It's a little bit deceptive. Whenever you think you have a lead, you got to keep in mind they're always going to come back. These Rat Ogres and these Death Runners have just caused so much, or excuse me, Plague Monks have just caused so much problems for me. They've shut down almost 3 of my archer units, so yeah, it's kind of, you know, it's looking good for me, but anything could happen. You can see Khatep gets another direct shot into these Plague Monks, and I'm kind of making a mistake. I'm chasing off units when I should probably just stay here in the center pocket, kind of just protecting my lines and have him come back to me. I'm chasing units, which is allowing him to win these little individual fights like this. You can see I'm going to get another tornado spell off by Khatep, and yeah, it's one of his bound spells. It's going to be enough to break some of his units, but the real threat, like I mentioned before, is this Hell Pit Abomination. You can see he is going to try to attack my lord right here. He's going to get a nice charge onto him, but looks like he's going to go for the archers instead. So yeah, he juked and jived and kind of tricked me, and we're just doing everything in our power to kind of keep him from rampaging my back lines. Over here, these 3 units of Skaven are going to be fighting these spearmen units, and the balance of power is so strongly in my favor, guys. I'm thinking there's just no way that I could lose this. You can see that the Tomb Scorpion was able to break these guys again. I'm trying to escort these off the map, but unfortunately that Hell Pit Abomination does return, so that's really unfortunate for me. You can see I'm going to get another Cascade of Skulls shot right into these 3 units of Skaven. It's instantly going to break these guys. So yeah, now we're just in this little center pocket right here. And yeah, my Ushabti, my summon Ushabti are getting kind of beat up right here. We do have these Tomb Gods of Halberds. You can see I'm going to get another tornado spell. My opponent does those concealment bombs, but yeah, this is a real mosh pit fight going on. I do have the Kepra Guard and some Skeleton Warriors coming to reinforce this little pocket right here. And here in the back, guys, you can see Trench is fighting against the Necrotech. And yeah, the Necrotech does have an ability who lowers melee attack by 9, but Trench is just such a more powerful combatant with his armor piercing, and yeah, it's looking really kind of bad for us. You can see that the Skaven slaves are going to spawn. These are from the corpses of the Hell Pit Abomination, and at this point I think is when I got the call, so I had to step away from the desk, and this is really going to cost me. You can see that these spearman units right here are chasing off some of these units, or Skaven slaves, and yeah, this is a big waste of my funds. Same with over here. I'm trying to chase away these units, but I really need to keep these guys together. You can see this Hell Pit Abomination coming back is going to be able to kill my Necrotech, and he's like the only really fighting lord that I have. You can see just one hit from the Hell Pit Abomination almost breaks him, and I'm really kind of stretched thin, guys. All I have is this really beat up unit of Tomb Guards of Halberds who are crumbling, and I have these Kepra Guard right here, and yeah, Khatep is really exposed, so if he tries to send these guys to attack me, I'm going to be in trouble, especially now that he has some Storm Vermin of Halberds. So out of nowhere, things are looking really bad for us. You can see that my Tomb Scorpion was coming in here to try to buy me time while I'm trying to rush my forces back, but yeah, I kind of made a little bit of a mistake. You can see my Bone Giant is out of ammunition. Remember how big of a balance of power lead I had, guys? You can see he is grouped up. I am going to be able to break the Storm Vermins, but yeah, the Tomb Scorpion is going to fall, and the remaining of my Tomb Guards of Halberds, I only have 2 of them. Now 1 is going to break. So suddenly, the balance of power is smack dab in the middle, and the only thing protecting me, the only thing keeping me in this game is some Kepra Guard and a Bone Giant against a Hellpit Abomination, Trench Creventail, and some other units. And just like that, guys, balance of power goes into my opponent's favor. You can see I'm trying to pepper these Storm Vermin of Halberds. I'm going to get another Tornado spell, but this was just kind of me just going for a Hail Mary. I mean, it's not going to do that much damage to Rat Ogres. And you can see the Warplock Engineer now is fighting the Casket of Souls. Khatep is not meant to be fighting in melee. And yeah, now the balance of power is really quickly leaving my favor. I was thinking maybe this Bone Giant could do something for me, but against Trench with his armor piercing and his Death Frenzy upgraded, yeah, it's just a little bit too late. And look how quickly Khatep is losing. So yeah, guys, I pretty much had a guaranteed win, and I dropped the ball. I scattered my troops out. I was chasing away his units to stay in group together, and I underestimated the healing of the Hellpit Abomination. And it's going to start to be army losses, and yeah, it's going to be GG. So that was a pretty frustrating defeat. I remember thinking to myself, like, how did I mess that up? Now, in my defense, I did have to walk away. I was probably gone for like 20 seconds, so I can't really say it's the biggest, you know what I mean? Like, I did kind of chase away some of the units, so my opponent did deserve this. So good job to Pator 88. Let's go ahead and talk about some of the keys for his success. And yeah, it was the Skaven's mechanic, the race mechanic, the fact that they rout and then they come back. I overestimated my units, and I underestimated the ability for him to make a comeback. And that was one hell of a comeback. I left Khatep kind of defenseless in the back, even though he did get a lot of kills. My Bone Giant did a lot of good value for me. I was able to snipe both of his Hellpit Abominations, but the real MVPs for my army were the Kepra Guard. These guys really did good for me, and the Skeleton Archers were able to melt things pretty quickly too. But yeah, I mean, the lesson to learn from this, guys, is against Skaven, don't go chasing him. You know, I think the better route would be kind of stay grouped together. Let him keep crashing upon you, but have your troops there to support each other. You scatter out like that, and you just get picked apart. And this build by Pajord, or however you say your name, PJ, was really cool. I mean, it was a Skaven rush army, and you saw how good it worked. So, alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that one. It's Atticus, and I'd like to make a special announcement. Starting with the next video series, we're going to have Norska Week. Ladies and gentlemen, Norska Week. So yeah, we're going to have a whole week of just Norska games. So, alright guys, it's Atticus. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye now.